That's right. It is the NFL Roundtable Talks. How is everybody doing? Hey, Megan. Let me
Right. I
put
haven't
you a
seen
link.
her in a long time.
Yeah, I'm going to put a link right in
She
the
was
chat.
on last
for her.
week.
Miss her.
Yeah, I
Miss-
love Megan. And she was on
Miss
last
you,
week.
B.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got two
Like,
Megans.
you
on
too,
the channel.
Megan.
We got Matt Henry in the chat.
What up, Matt? Did I just see you a few minutes ago, Matt?
You probably did because you did Hello Call report.
Yeah.
That's okay. To my my right, your left. And now we got Miss Megan to the stage.
Here she is.
We got two Megans.
You're muted.
Can't hear her though. She's muted.
Your mic isn't working, Megan. I don't hear
And
you.
she's still talking.
Oh, those
I'll be back.
I'll tell you what, those cheeky Australians, I tell you.
Hey, she's like all the ones I seen on the old movies. The lips are moving, but we didn't hear what they're saying.
You know, they're moving pretty fast, too.
More Japanese.
Oh, let's let it connect good this time.
Woo!
Let's try this again.
Nope.
Still can't hear you.
He's like, oh,
Megan, wait, Megan, please make sure your mic is connected to your computer and on. There we go.
Might have to unplug it and plug it back in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, she's going to reset and come back. There we go.
That's
Damn Australian computers.
Hey, all I got to say is, hey, Raider Nation, guess what? Kansas City still sucks Joe's right nut. I just didn't post that with the roundtable talk. Raider Nation's in the house tonight.
On camera, it's my left, but it's my right in real life. We got Ken the Bear fan of Ken and Ken in the morning. We got the villain, Keegan Eckert. We got Beast Thrilla the Thrilla of One Ass Cheek and Three Toes. We got Will Boggs of W Boggs 18. We got Jamie Malloy from the Stadium Rant and Driving to the Top for Productions and Fort Ball. And of course, Austin and Megan. How are you two doing today?
Good. How are you?
Where's
Any
Kitty?
day I wake up is good.
Where's
That's
Kitty
good.
or Michael
Kitty
Johnson?
Ken is always with us. Don't you know this? He's always here.
He's with us in
Every
spirit.
day. Kitty Ken is always here.
He's too busy ranting about how great and prolific the Green Bay Packers are right now. So he'll be by shortly, I think.
Yeah, I already talked to him. He said he'd be on.
Yeah.
Oh,
speaking of which,
speaking of the devil, as soon as he connects, it's
oh
Kitty
my
Ken.
God.
There he is.
Fuck
How
you,
you doing today? How you doing now?
I'm doing about this well.
He'll be doing that well again.
Don't worry. After week one, it'll be your picture going up.
Yeah, that's what they said last year too.
I heard that twice last year.
Hey,
Yeah, right.
hey! One of these times I got to be right.
Well, you can
Haven't
still
been
be
for
wrong.
2 years. Haven't been
Do
for 2
you,
years.
Ken? Do you?
I mean, yeah. Even the Bears accidentally snuck out a win.
Always six in division, Green Bay Packers. Go.
Clock's always right twice.
No, I was gonna say, don't worry. The Bears will hit 0-6 because don't forget they were 1-5 too.
Mm-hmm. True that.
Well, we do have 8 of us here, and soon to be 9, because I also know it'll be 10 shortly, because Ralph Williams will be here.
Well,
Oh,
Ralphie
cool, Ralph.
boy.
Ralphie boy.
hey, I think Ralph's new nickname when he gets on today, we all just need to stop and go, Norm.
Do you guys
And
remember
let's see.
Cheers, Megan?
Hello.
Other Megan.
Sorry, I didn't realize my tablet just updated. Jeremy, can I give a quick shout out to my nephew, Oliver, who is 6 today?
Yes,
He's
happy
6
birthday.
Happy birthday.
He's at school at the moment, and we're catching up tomorrow on the weekend. So he is 6. Hi, Ollie. Auntie Meg loves you, and go Hawks. much to his Cardinal fan father's disgust, he's with me on the Seahawks. So thank
We
you for
got
that.
two Megans on
So
the
Megan, he's turning as old as his age as many wins as Green Bay is going to have this year. That's great.
Yeah.
Green Bay
Again,
fan,
you keep
young man.
confusing that with Chicago.
I thought no, it's Minnesota.
Don't worry, Tyson Bagent will be starting week 10.
Oh God.
Oh, okay, sorry, Jeremy, to derail. I just wanted to do that.
No, it's great. You always shout out the birthdays of family. I do that when I can. But that being said, let's get into it. Because now we got the bearded Packer fan. We got both members of Ken and Ken in the Morning here from the Huddle Sports Network.
Man, that's a horrifying face.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I have to look at you every day.
Every morning we probably go, ah!
Ken, can you put yourself on Avatar? I haven't had enough coffee, sir. Thank you.
That being said, Danny Dimes. Something I predicted as soon as he was signed. I said he would
Jones.
be
You called it. You did call it.
Well, actually, Jeremy, his new name isn't Danny Dimes anymore. It's Indiana Jones. Get it?
That's
No,
right.
Danny
Indiana Jones.
No, it's always gonna be the one I gave him because their stats are the same and their results are the same. It's Danny Lawrence.
Danny Lawrence.
No, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You know, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
I
no,
call
I
him-
want to
I
tell
call
you-
him-
Woodstock Lawrence.
I call him Sunshine Jones.
Oh,
That's Danny Lawrence.
okay, I got it
got
down.
Joey
I got it.
Sunshine.
I got
That's
it.
what I call
Sorry.
him.
Like I said, I'm out of coffee. Leave me alone.
It's okay.
Trevor Woodstock Lawrence.
Get some coffee.
So what do you guys think
Actually,
about
I
that,
think I
Ken?
will, excuse me, Jeremy. I think I will go and get some coffee.
Okay,
Get some
go
coffee,
ahead.
girl.
Look I mean, after they got fleeced with the worst draft pick in the last decade at quarterback, and now they've got the richer version of Johnny Manziel starting. Yeah, not surprised. They're going to be a dumpster fire. Their Irsay's daughter, that's running the team, is going to completely gut this franchise at the end of the year, as she should. And they're going to be absolutely horrible and probably have the number 1 overall pick. And, oh, geez, another Manning in Indy. Go figure that synergy happening. Yeah, it wasn't hard to tell, JB, when they signed him that he was going to be the starter because the guy they drafted and wasted the first-round pick on a third-round talent can't stay healthy long enough to walk from the locker room to the field. So no big surprise. They're going to suck. They're a dumpster fire. They're going to be selling off everything they can that has any kind of value at the trade deadline, and they're going to gut this team and rebuild it from the ground up now that Jim Irsay is gone and his daughter's running the team, and that's probably what's going to happen with Indy
So,
this year.
what you're saying, Ken, that they're going to get rid of their entire defense?
No, their defense actually is not terrible, but offensively, they're going to scrap the offense. I think defensively, though, they'll keep a couple pieces, but a lot of it will go because of age out. Like, they're going to be smart about. They're going to keep the younger guys and get rid of the
they
older
have
guys.
like older guys like DeForest Buckner.
Like Buckner's going to go, and they'll capitalize on getting capital because they realize they're going to have to rebuild this team from the ground up, and it's going to be on both sides of the ball because their defense, while still somewhat good, is aging. So they're going to take DeForest Buckner and trade him to a playoff team that needs him, which makes him happy to make a run instead of toiling away in a shitty place like Indianapolis. And they're going to completely gut it and start rebuilding. If they can end up with like 15 draft picks next year, I think that's what they want to do. And they're going to bring in a shitload of young guys, and in 3 years, they'll be a good team.
Well, all right. Bearded Packer fan, what do you think of Danny Dimes being the starter?
Oh, he's going to have this big career resurgence. He's going to be. I can't even try and fake it. No, I called the Danny Dimes getting started as soon as he got signed there too, and that wasn't any type of ringing endorsement of Danny Dimes. That was just how bad I thought Richardson sucked. It's going to me, we're looking at right now, we're going to see a race for the number 1 pick between Indianapolis and the Saints.
Or even the Dolphins.
No,
I don't think they're going to be that bad. Like, don't get me wrong, they're going to suck, but I don't think they're going to be first pick overall bad.
Yeah.
They're still slowly deteriorating in front of our eyes, the Dolphins. They haven't really crashed out yet.
The one thing you can say that the Indianapolis Colts have that the Giants don't is an offensive line that semi-protects their quarterback.
Not really. They traded most of their offensive line in the offseason.
They have Quentin Nelson.
Minnesota has 2 of them on their team right now.
Mhm.
I mean, they got
have
a
a good offense.
They do have a good tight end they drafted.
Yep, they do.
All right, we got Steve Bauer in the chat. We got
Second coming
RXJ.
of
We got
Brock
Matt
Bowers,
Henry. So we
I
got
heard.
people watching. There's 40 people watching across the network right now.
Is it? Oh, okay.
So, Will, what do you think about it?
I'm not surprised. Daniel Jones is the better quarterback of the two. AR is overrated. Shouldn't have been drafted in the first round. The guy is injury prone, and his completion percentage is abysmal. Abysmal. So yeah, it's gonna be Daniel Jones, and I wouldn't be surprised if Indy by the end of the year has a top 5 pick and picks one of these young quarterbacks, whether it's Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier, or Arch Manning, because they're gonna have to definitely get a new quarterback. Because, like I
Arch
said,
Manning said he
AR
wants to
is
stay in school. Though.
Yeah.
His little brother said he wants to stay in school.
Arch Manning is staying for his 4th year next year.
Okay,
So-
so it's either gonna be Klubnik.
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Archie is
Can I-
grandpa. Grandpa said he's staying for 4 years. Arch said, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I didn't have that conversation with him. We'll see what happens.
But real quick,
The Manning
I
family
do-
stayed for 4 years. His 2 uncles.
can I finish
did.
here? Thank you. I do expect next year that Daniel Jones will be on the roster, but not a starter, and AR will just be a third stringer. He'll be not.
I
getting
would move
his
him to a different
next-
position because he's a great athlete and he ran a
Can I-
4.43.
Can I finish real quick, Jamie, please?
No,
Thank
you suck. Go ahead.
Hey.
Wow, what did I
Yeah.
Wow.
This isn't Mortal
See, you
Kombat.
didn't
No
even think
brutality
about
on
that
screen.
one.
Fucking
No
great.
fatalities here, fellas.
Okay, go ahead,
until I
Will.
start talking.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
We're gonna put Will and Jamie in the head-to-head pretty soon.
All right, we got a new
Don't
show
tease
for my
Jamie.
maniacs.
Don't tease Jamie with a good
No,
time.
I was gonna
Lord.
say is I don't expect the Colts to pick up Richardson's extension. Daniel Jones is gonna be the second string. So if you're the Colts, go for a new quarterback. You know who I wouldn't be surprised, and I thought he was decent in college. If Danny Jones doesn't turn out well, I liked him in college. I'm not saying he's gonna be the next big thing, but he could be serviceable. Is Riley Leonard, their third string from Notre Dame? He's serviceable.
I could see that. I could see that.
I
Will.
like him a lot.
I do too.
I'm not big on him, but I could.
Okay, I'm gonna pass it on to the guy who thinks I suck.
You're not just
So, so,
You
so
don't just
Will, which
suck,
one of us is that?
Wow.
And that would be who now?
Anyway,
Hold
There
on.
he is.
Hold on.
Last but not least, Ralph Williams is joining us.
Norm!
Norm!
Good afternoon. Oh, good morning. sir.
George Costanzas. No.
Always a
Um,
pleasure. So,
Megan,
I thought there was someone missing. And it was you, Ralph.
so
yeah,
let's
well, I'm
get-
on another show at 9:00 in Pittsburgh, and then I come on this one. So,
Yeah,
Will's
fair
getting
enough.
up from his couch. I
and
think I
the,
triggered
and the
him.
later start helped you.
yes, it does. Thank you.
Jamie Malloy is next because he was following Will. What do you think about it?
Well, I think I just triggered Will because he got up and he turned his whole camera off. No, I'm just kidding.
He just had to wipe his butt chin again.
He had to wipe a foam from his
Anyway,
mouth because he
But
was
I think it's right. I
Poor
think
Will.
Love you, Will.
Danny Jones is going to start most of the year. Don't be surprised if Riley Leonard is then in there by the end of the year just to see what they got in him and give him an audition to see if he makes the Colts or somebody else picks him up in the offseason next year. And I was thinking, Anthony Richardson, I feel like he'll be a second or third string somewhere. But I think uses 4.43 speed. I think uses athleticism, try him at another position. Maybe you start him at as a really fast linebacker or a tight end or a wide receiver. Who knows? Because he's that athletic. Because it's not cutting for him at quarterback. Maybe something else might work for him.
All right.
Yeah.
And then it's Keegan, I believe, was after him. And then we'll get to B and then get it right in the order for her.
Oh, is that which? Hang on, specify which Megan. I'm still half asleep. Me.
Austin and Megan.
Aussie, Megan, and
I agree with what Jamie said. I don't know. When I got the notification that Danny Dimes was in, I went, "Oh, Jeremy the Oracle was right." First thing in my head, I swear. I really can't see Danny Dimes staying all year. Riley Leonard would be the one I would think would go in, but who knows? I sort of look at the Colts like I look at the Cardinals and just go, what the hell? Those bottom teams you just look at and go, the Cowboys there too. What's going on? That's sort of where I am with the Colts. But I agree with what Jamie said. Riley Leonard, Dimes Leonard, AR maybe practice squad for AR, or am I being too harsh?
And there might
All right.
be a team that still takes a flyer on them, but practice squad I don't think is too far off.
I think more practice squad for the Colts. I could be completely off base with this, but what I'm thinking of is practice squad for the Colts. Give him one more, maybe 2 years there, then boot him. Is what I'm thinking. As I said, I could be totally off base with that, but that's sort of where I am with him.
All right. So hold on a second. So the Indies quarterback room is someone that's always hurt, and someone that trips on thin air.
Fair.
Like,
fair point.
What the heck?
Yeah, fair point.
What the heck?
My father
At
would
this
say they
point-
can trip over cracks in the cement that aren't even there. So
Hey,
yes.
I still like their room better than the Browns.
But that's not giving them credit. It's the Browns. Come on, Jamie.
Yeah.
Let's give them no credit. Be nice. But
that
I
quarterback room
just
is-
think practice squad is where it'll be. As I said, I could be off base. I will stand corrected. But yeah.
Then you have Riley Leonard into the mix, and I kind of agree with Jamie. Right, give Riley Leonard a shot, because who knows what you have in him, and he could be a flop or something. He could be that QB. He could be that QB for you.
Because I mean, he's got every good. He's got all the traits good for him. He's smart, like I said, high football IQ, athletic, coming out of Notre Dame, winning program, high academic school. You know.
Okay, Jamie. I got like 6 people to get parts from, so it's nice, but at the same time, or it could be another Anthony Richardson 2.0. B, your take, please.
Well, I think Danny Jones is going to actually be pretty good this year because he got put into a situation where he wasn't going to lose. Anthony Richardson is garbage. Should never been picked in the first round. Only played 17 college games. Come on. They reached. Irsay just reached for that one. I don't understand what they thought was going on there. But I do believe what JB is saying about they are going to – the daughters are going to implode that team, really. They've already showed it by getting rid of most of their offensive line. I think that you got to remember something about Indianapolis Colts, too. They play in the AFC South.
Yeah.
The AFC South is like the NFC South. They suck. So they could be a last place team, or they can win a division. It's that simple with them. So I think Daniel Jones is, and you know what they're going to do? They're going to keep Richardson on there. Like they said, they have faith in Daniel Jones. He's going to be the starter, the all-year starter. That's what they said, the all-year starter. Of course, if he gets injured, or if he plays like stank. But other than that, they're gonna if Richardson comes in there, I mean, it's not going to look good for him. But this is the best scenario for Daniel Jones.
That's
to tell you the truth.
That's why I said I think Riley Leonard, if need be, is serviceable. He won't win you a lot of games. But
They ain't starting Riley Leonard. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm not
saying
him.
Just in case.
He ain't going to be just in case either. He ain't going to be seeing that field unless they're getting their butt blown out or they're blowing somebody else out. But he ain't going to see that field because they got Richardson. And they picked him at 4 in the first round. I mean, they're going to still have hope for him until they don't have hope for him. Once he gets off his rookie contract, bye-bye.
You don't think starting Daniel Jones over him is saying that you have no more hope in Anthony Richardson?
Well, Anthony Richardson hasn't played like he had hope. I mean, the dude threw for was 48% last year in completions. Had 14 touchdowns and 15 interceptions, and that was his second year. He did better in his first year when he got injured.
Do you think there's any chance, sorry, JB, just quickly, that they'd put Richardson on the trade block, number one, and number two, if so, is he worth trading?
He'd be worth a bag of corn chips.
Burn it down.
Sorry, JB.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to say about one thing. Through week 6 last year, Anthony Richardson was on pace to break the lowest completion percentage in NFL records because he had a 6% lower completion percentage than Achilles Smith. Achilles Smith ended the year that year with 34.6. 28.4 was Anthony Richardson.
Good point.
Hey, B. Skrilla, stay with me, brother. Stay with me, B. Skrilla. Hold on, Ken. B. Skrilla and I are going to start it here live on the roundtable. Burn it down. Burn it down.
Eventually they will, yeah.
Yeah. No, I just wondered if there was any team out there, and my answer is no to it.
Has no trade value.
Willing to trade for Richardson.
He has the trade value of a 1984 Yugo that doesn't run.
And that insults the Yugo. Excuse me. Sorry.
Okay. Austin and Megan, what is your guys' take on it?
Not really surprising. Like everyone mostly said, Richardson was the 4th overall pick in the 2022 NFL draft, 23. And he, in his 2-year professional career, he's only played in 15 games. His rookie season got cut short by only 4 games into the season due to injury. He got hurt last year. He left the preseason game this year with a pinky issue. And yeah, he's thrown more interceptions than he has touchdowns in his career. He has thrown 11 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. So there's just not, the Colts isn't seeing that developmental part in Richardson right now, and I can't blame him. Obviously, the stats show for themselves. So, and Jones, although wasn't spectacular in New York, he's a serviceable quarterback. He's not going to blow you away or anything, but he's going to go out there, he's going to play ball, and he's your best chance to win a football game. And they're not going to win many with the Colts, unfortunately.
That's true.
Yep, well said.
I think the last one's Ralph.
Yep.
All right, here we are. Anthony Richardson, the Colts are going to have to eat it. And I mean, I hate to say it that way, but that's how it is. Daniel Jones is a bum. He's not going to do anything, and I don't care where he's at. Shane Steichen, he's on eggshells. All right, this is going to be his make or break year because he has to impress new ownership. Because new ownership always wants their own coach, their own general manager, their own whatever. They don't want the same thing that's here. And I don't think that the Colts are going to do anything better this year because if their offensive line has been gutted, as it's been said here, Daniel Jones is going to be running for his life anyway. Richardson, my co-host on my show, Sports Corner, Smoking Jim Frazier, has been a scout for 40 years. And you know what he told me? He said Richardson was a bum when they drafted him, and now look at what the Colts are stuck with. And you know what? After his rookie contract, he's gone. I see him going to Canadian Football League or UFL because he's not going to be in the NFL and he passed his rookie contract.
See, every head nodding with you. Every head's nodding with you, Ralph, and I'm sure Will is behind his avatar too.
He may actually be on the UFL.
I think Steichen got a bad deal too because Irsay was there when they drafted. He wanted Richardson. Irsay did.
Yes.
Steichen didn't necessarily want him. So, but Irsay said, "Well, I got you because you're a quarterback whisperer type of coach, so you can work with him." Steichen was like, "Yeah, I can't work with that fool."
I'm not that good.
But I mean, it is what it is. So he gets the raw end of the stick because he got stuck with this team. I mean, he got stuck with Richardson.
We will not forget about how many bad quarterbacks have been drafted in the first 5 picks of the draft and have never made it, and this is one of them. So I mean, it happens every time. Every team does it,
Where was he picked? Where was Richardson picked? I know it was first round.
Number four in the draft by the Colts.
Yes, UFL may actually be good for him or the Canadian League because he needs more professional reps because he didn't play a lot of college football.
But Jamie, you're making the assumption he's going to stay healthy and long enough to get those reps.
Exactly.
That's it. Right. If he stays healthy, exactly, Ken. That's
he won't. This guy gets hurt walking from his car to the facility.
He breaks a big toe walking up the curb to get into the facility. Come on,
so
man.
You're saying him and Davin Poop should be buddies?
Yes.
It's okay. Marshawn Lloyd's going to hang out with him to form the trio.
There you go.
Indianapolis fans, I feel sorry for the Colts fans, right? I mean, I kind of liked Irsay. He was kind of that rogue owner. You kind of had to like him, even though you hated him, kind of thing. And he did some really good things for the Colts in his time while he was alive. But look, they got Andrew Luck, who was the answer for when Peyton was going to leave because of the neck. And all of a sudden, abruptly, the guy says, "Hey, football me, divorcing my body, I'm done." And from that point on,
he got broken almost every year behind that track offensive line.
But Ken, no one in the NFL expected him to retire when he retired. He just one day said, "Hey, guess what, guys? I'm retiring." And everyone was like, "Whoa, what the hell?" And from that point on, they've been in this constant spiral search for the next guy. And they tried, hey, we'll bring in Phillip Rivers. We'll bring in Matty Ice. We'll bring guys we know are good quarterbacks. They didn't do anything there. Their best quarterback
Phillip Rivers wasn't too bad there.
Gardner Minshew was probably their best quarterback they had there. And then he went and stunk up Vegas. I feel sorry for that franchise. They just cannot catch a break. I think with Jim Irsay passing and his daughter taking over, she can finally do what her dad refused to do, and that's burn it to the ground and rebuild it.
Ken, do you put them on par with Jerry Jones and the Cowboys in terms of ownership?
No, because he was rogue in a different way. He was rogue in a different way. And I think sometimes he was rogue in a player way, and sometimes he was rogue in an owner way, but he was his own kind of unique rogue. He wasn't like Jerry at all. I wouldn't put them in the same.
Jerry Jones is why salary caps are here today.
Yes, true.
No,
I just thought when you were talking about the ownership, like the Cardinals' ownership, my mind went straight to the the Colts, not the Cardinals. My mind went straight to the Cowboys with Jerry Jones. But yeah, fair point.
And you know what? If they end up with Manning as their quarterback, talk about full circle. I think Manning would come out of college and go to the Colts because that's where his uncle played, and I think that would be what they need. Honestly, it'd be good for Manning in a way. I mean, you could say, well, does he want to live in his uncle's shadow? No, he wants to beat his uncle's shadow, and I think maybe you could do that. I don't know, but
that's a hell of a mountain to climb.
It is, but the similarities aren't going to be.
It's a Manning.
The similarities won't be that different. When his uncle got there, they were a shit team that had no prospects, and they're going to be a shit team with no prospects, and he'll have a chance to build his legacy in the same place his uncle built, and that's kind of got a cool NFL story to it.
Unlike his uncle, he can run at least. Peyton couldn't really run. That's
good point.
Well, he kind of wobble.
And look at where Arch is coming from, though. Look at, I mean, next year, even if he's going to stay in school if both New Orleans and Indianapolis don't tank, because you got to look at it. One was his uncle's school, another one was his his uncle's team, and the other one's his grandpa's team. So either way, it's kind of funny. Both of them are suck right now when he's in college. Interesting.
Yep. It is interesting.
No, just good timing.
So, actually, Ken, you brought this up. They should gut the team, but the shift in ownership reminds me of the Lions. In the next 5 years, we could see the Colts have a playoff window.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, look, you get these older guys and their defense is still good, and you become massive sellers at the trade line and just amass a ton of draft picks, and you get Arch Manning. And if you can you might only have one first rounder, but you get a bunch of second, third, fourth rounders. Let's say you end up with like 3 second rounders, 2 or 3 third rounders. Boom, right there, you've got 7 new starters on your roster. And then you can hit free agency for guys coming off their rookie contracts who aren't going to get paid by their current team or whatever. You can already start to have the building blocks for a good young team, and within 3 years, the Colts are going to be good, and it'll be Arch Manning at the helm. And there's a weird symbiotic effect to it, and you're right. It's like very similar to the Ford ownership change with the Lions. It's just, you go from one nursery to another, and I think this season she's kind of figuring out, because she's been with the organization for a long time. Now she's figuring out this new role, and she's like, okay, I love you, Dad. I'm honoring you for the first half of the season, then I'm selling this shit. I'm getting rid of all these guys. I'm going to match draft picks. She may keep the GM because she may go, hey, look, it wasn't his call, it's Dad's call. I'm going to let you go get your coach. I'm going to let you go get your quarterback, and let's go.
You know what this reminds me of talking about? Talking about it is the Raiders when they went from Al Davis to Mark. That Al Davis, at the end of his tenure, was dragging the Raiders down and fast. And Mark Davis came around and was able to flip that. I don't think they're going to have as drastic of a change as the Lions did, because I kind of think the Lions, it was a perfect storm. You got the perfect head coach for you. You had the perfect person take over ownership for you. I don't necessarily know if that's the Colts.
Yeah, exactly. Take a look at the movie Any Given Sunday. Cameron Diaz was running a professional football team. Take a look at the Tennessee Titans. Their owner's a female owner. Let's see what the kids can do. I mean, we don't even know yet, and we don't know what kind of football sense they have. We don't know, you know what I mean. And if they surround themselves with some good personnel, scouting department, general manager, that kind of thing, they might be able to make it. But
she's been in the organization for her entire adult life.
She's got sports degrees.
I didn't know that.
She's got all her sisters are the same way. They all got degrees in the departments that she put them in.
Yeah.
So it's not like, they don't know football. They know football. They got degrees in areas of football. So,
but I think like what Ken said about Al Davis towards the end was somewhat Irsay. Irsay was a little bit of a different kind of wild card, but I think she's like, look, she sees the writing on the wall, and she says, look, if we'll just sell, I can get Arch in here. Arch knows the facility because of his uncle. We know Arch. Arch knows us. We know the Mannings. They know us. They know our commitment when we say we're going to build. So I think Arch would be fine with coming out of college because, look, he doesn't have to make that determination until after the NFL season's over, really. So he'll be able, they'll be able to say, hey, it's all good. Okay, great. And then if they sell at the trade deadline to guys trying to make playoff pushes, I think they end up with a nice haul of draft picks, and they can start to rebuild in short order with a good vision. Their vision under
the last offensive lineman, Ken. That's all I got to say. They better, I agree. Because the line of scrimmages are your 2 most important parts of your team, other than the quarterback. Okay, and you really need to get your lines of scrimmages together, and they need to get that offensive line together if they're going to bring in if they're going to draft Manning.
If they do draft Manning, would you sit Manning for his first year while you rebuild that offensive?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I recommend that to go on every draft
100%.
pick.
You wouldn't
That's
want
a
to.
quarterback.
You would, if you're going for Arch
Well-
Manning with all the picks and whatnot. You're not going to want to bust him in 2 games.
But you
Here's
got to
the
remember,
problem.
he'd be the first overall pick. How many first overall picks have we
Yeah.
seen sit?
Ken hit on the point. Being the number one overall pick, the expectation is he's going to play right away.
Yeah.
But in reality, what I would like to do if I took him number 1, I would like take my plethora of draft picks from selling off all my pieces at the deadline. I'd get Arch. I'd draft a ton of O-line, like you said, Ralph. I'd get and maybe a couple weapons, and then I'd maybe hit some free agency.
Right.
And then, like, you know what? I throw Anthony Richardson out there for 1 more year. Let Arch be the backup to start the year. Wait till Anthony Richardson hurts himself walking from the locker to the car, and then I start the Arch man. I don't start him day one.
I see where you're going with that, Ken.
So instead of day 1, you start him week 3?
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, I was forgetting
Here's
when you articulated that, Ken, it's like, okay, I see where he's going now.
You still got Richardson under contract on a rookie deal, so you let him play a little bit, and maybe if you can shop him and get rid of him for something. But
I mean, at the same time, though, you got to look at it like this too. It's all about Arch. If he doesn't come out, man, there's going to be some disappointed teams that don't take for him.
Yes, absolutely.
They have to go back next year. Go, we suck again.
Let's move on because we got a lot of show to cover, everybody.
Megan.
Let's move on because we got a lot of show to cover.
Yep.
Everybody gave their take on this. So let's go on to the next one. Joe Flacco is the starter for the Cleveland Browns. Who else called that?
I think we all pretty much did.
JP, I'm owning this one. I am owning this.
That was the only vet in the QB room.
I told everybody about Kenny Pickett.
Is
it JP? Is it same order? How do you want to do it? You're the host.
We're going to start at the bottom with Ralph and get his take. What do you think about that, Joe Flaccid being the starter?
Well, I don't care what Cleveland does because they lose anyway, so it doesn't matter who they put at quarterback or what they do. But you know what? I'm glad Flacco's starting because Kenny Pickett is a bum. Gabriel, he needs to get himself in order, and Shedeur Sanders needs to sit down and take a look at a couple things before he even gets into any kind of game. I see Shedeur Sanders probably starting sometime here. I see Kenny Pickett going backwards. I don't see him doing anything. He's probably going to get cut or be on a practice squad or something. I see him moving on to another team. The Steelers should have never took him in the first round. I'm not going to go into that here tonight because Jeremy got a lot of topics to talk about. Because I'll tell you once again what I know for sure why they took him in the first round, the Steelers. But I'm not going to go there with that tonight.
Hey, Ralph, real quick.
Yes.
How many quarterbacks do you see the Browns keeping on their 53?
3. It'll be Sanders, Gabriel, and Flacco.
Okay.
Kenny Pickett's a bust. I think he's on the odd man out. I think it's going to end up being Joe Flaccid, Tyler Huntley, and then whoever wins between.
You know what, Jeremy? Thank you. I forgot about Tyler Huntley.
I forgot Huntley. Yeah.
And then either Shaduki or Dylan Gabriel will be the third because I think everybody else hits the practice squad.
You put Gabriel on the practice squad?
I said whoever wins.
Yes.
I said whoever wins between Shaduki and yes, I've been calling him Shaduki since the draft.
Yes, I knew who you were referring to there, sir.
Or Dylan Gabriel. It's whoever wins between the two of them. But Dylan Gabriel has been absolutely awful.
Yeah. Yes.
So go ahead.
Yeah, true.
And even in New Orleans,
and Tyler Huntley's the insurance policy, guys and gals.
Right, he's the insurance policy because he's been able to win games for Baltimore to get them to playoffs.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, good point, Ralph.
He's not going to be there. I'm telling you that right now.
Who, Tyler Huntley?
Yeah, he ain't going to be there.
I don't think Kenny Pickett's going to be there.
I think Kenny Pickett ain't going to be there. They're going to have 3 quarterbacks. Well, they said they want to carry 4, but that would include Pickett. Huntley's not going to make it. Huntley was just something because they were injured. That was all they brought him aboard for.
Well, that's fine. Kenny Pickett can be deactivated every game.
be on a practice squad.
I think we have a consensus.
If they start Shaduki Sanders, they'll win 2.
If they're
He's
lucky
only-
and the wind's blowing right. Sorry.
Hey,
No,
won't have to
blowing
worry
left,
about
he's
that,
right-handed.
because they're getting a dumb stadium.
Touche, JB, touche. I see what you did there, sir.
I think we're all in consensus about the Flaccid thing.
Yeah.
I have to. Sorry, Jeremy, to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I called it before Shador in preseason. I called it Flacco. I'm out on Shador. I'm not going to say why. You all know why. So I called Flacco before preseason.
I mean,
2 weeks.
I wish I could be 13-12 as a starter and have my number retired in college.
Right.
Are you right?
Here's the thing, though. I think we're all in agreement. We all knew this was going to happen when they signed Flacco.
Yeah.
This is where I disagree with Ralph, though. This is where I disagree with Ralph. Because their defense is so prolific and so good that if they get confident quarter play out of Flacco and don't go 3 and out every series and let that defense play the field position battle, Flacco is good enough still where he puts up 10, 14 points a game with that defense that could cut it. That could cut it for a lot of games, and they could win a lot of games with decent quarterback play. If Flacco goes down, though, then, yeah, they're just going to find ways to lose. But if Flacco can stay healthy, and that's the big concern, because that's always a joke, oh, well, Flacco will be out by week 5. But if Flacco can stay healthy and they're not 3 and out, and he can be somewhat confident enough where they're resting that defense enough and putting up anywhere between 10 to 14 points a game, Cleveland will win a lot of football games that we think that when we look at the schedule now, go, oh, yeah, they're going to lose that. They are not an easy out by any stretch of the imagination. And I think this makes them very competitive.
Well, that's because Jim Schwartz is their defensive coordinator.
Okay.
And Myles Garrett and everybody,
Yeah. The defense is stout. The offense is about as stout as a wet paper bag holding a 200-pound rock.
Yes.
But that being said, you like that one, didn't you, kid?
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
I was going to go with something other than a 200-pound rock, but I won't.
Wait, holding Deshaun Watson's massage tab.
I was getting warmer, but still not going there. It's the thought that counts. I thought it counts.
Let's go on to the next subject here. 49ers wide receiver Demarcus Robinson was suspended 3 games for violation of the league substance because he had a DUI.
I heard it was going to be
I'll get to Lions stuff later on, Rodney. Right now we're covering the whole NFL on this show.
JB, I heard that it was 8. Originally, the suspension was 8 games, and now back to 3. Is that?
I'm reading this right off of Yahoo Sports now.
No, I know it's 3 now, but the original suspension was 8.
Because that's what everyone's getting 3. Addison got 3. DUI gets you 3 game suspension and really high insurance. That's what it is.
So, anyways, the knee-jerk reaction by the 49ers was to let the Chiefs trade him, Sky Moore and a 7th, and the 49ers only have to give up a 6th to get him. We're talking about a former second-round pick here.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I
don't get it.
I'm as confused as everyone
Every
else.
year, Kansas City's like, we need wide receiver help. We need wide receivers. Oh, wait, we're coming to the season. Let's trade Sky Moore because we don't have any receivers on our team. For me, in a weird way, besides the weird stuff, that other weird stuff, from Kansas City standpoint, a team that's always searching for a wide receiver for Mahomes to throw to.
I know.
The 49ers should keep what they have. They need it.
All right, Kitty Ken.
You know.
Let's get your fake meow.
You had to go till you got the double, didn't you?
Yep, I did.
You know
you can't get the triple.
You know, boy.
Well, you can. It just would get us picked off.
Yeah, we have.
I don't have big enough knees to get the triple.
But JB, if we put yours and mine together, maybe.
Oh, jeez.
I don't even want to think about that. You sick puppy.
All right, I'm leaving the room for a moment, gentlemen. Behave yourself. I'll be back.
Hey,
Never.
But I do got to do this because Paul Jones has been in the chat all night, and he's one of the ones that gets this tune. There we go.
But Kansas
All right.
City trading Sky Moore, I don't have a big issue with it because, yes, I know they have a major problem with having people from Mahomes to throw to, but Sky Moore has been massively underwhelming there. He had a hell of a lot of hype going there playing with Mahomes, and every once in a while you'll get flashes from him, but that's the best you've gotten out of him in Kansas City. So maybe he can turn it around, but
what he was the best at is what Mahomes needs. He was a great safety valve in the bubble screen. That's where he got a majority of his yards. He isn't that good of a route runner as advertised coming out of Western Michigan. He is fast. He's not quite Xavier Worthy fast, but Xavier Worthy having a way lower drop rate is the reason why they kept Worthy and got rid of Moore.
Yep.
I mean, hell, I heard they're going to call JB for a wide receiver. That's how bad they're looking for wide receivers in Kansas City.
I'd be a tight end. I'm still a virgin.
That's a bit too much information.
I walk in just at the wrong
Now,
time
wait.
as always.
Wait,
Now,
Jamie,
wait.
isn't that the
There's an
Robin-
old joke that not Robin Williams. That was Bob Nelson. He did a skit, and they sat there and he said the reason why college all-stars don't announce themselves anymore. And he goes, "Hi, I'm Bob Kowalski, San Francisco Barber School, tight end. Next year I hope to be a wide receiver."
Wah, wah, wah.
And I chose foolishly to be on this panel.
Hey, hey, Megan, you know this panel has been like this ever since you met us.
I know, and God
Yep.
bless it. I need a laugh,
All
so
right.
God bless you all. You do
Keegan, how
God's
about-
work, I think.
I was going to say, I think some of us, most of us need it.
Yeah,
We'll
But
take
the
any
thought
blessings
of
we can
Jared-
get.
hang on, Will. The thought of JB being a tight end, I do not need.
I did not say anything.
Okay, well,
My fragile
I bet I
mind
will.
can't deal. Sorry, JB.
okay, Keegan, let's get your take on the Sky Moore trade.
So I'm looking at the Chiefs depth chart. There, Rasheed Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Howard Brown. Howard Brown is a decent vet, but he's getting up there in age, and you realistically just traded your third best
youngest.
receiver.
All right.
Like, why?
I'm going to go right around the horn here. I get you. Thank you, Sports Nuts, for watching. And I'm glad that he brought up National Radio Day because RW Media is on the radio with his channel.
Thank you. Yes, I am. Every Saturday afternoon, 2 to 3 p.m., the Sports Corner Radio Show, 1250 a.m., 92.5 FM, The Answer up in Pittsburgh, and 1250 TheAnswerPGH.com. It's me, Ralph Williams, Smoking, Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree.
So from Keegan, I go to Jamie. Jamie.
Thank you.
Boom. No, kidding. I was spoiling it as a joke.
I guess let's see. I'm gonna try to use a pun here.
Uh-oh.
How much? I guess. How much more could the Chiefs take? I guess less is more, right? By getting getting rid of
Well
Sky
done,
Moore.
sir.
Sorry, Jamie, but that one's stale.
Yeah.
So come on,
Wah,
Will,
wah, wah.
well
I
done,
swear I
sir.
would say
I saw
something
you.
like that.
I saw that.
I agree, Keegan.
Big fun.
What's up, Broski Bear?
All right, Will, your
I feel
take on
this-
it.
Yeah, they got rid of their third best and third youngest receiver. So the Chiefs are going to be later in the season. Oh, we need more wide receiver help. Well, guess what? You're stupid. That's it. That's all
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
Keegan hit it though. I like that Keegan brought up Hollywood Brown, but the problem with Hollywood Brown, and he was phenomenal in Baltimore. Then I got his helmet. 3 weeks after he got his helmet, they trade him. and he's been hurt ever since.
He was average.
Yeah, we're going to say I didn't think he was phenomenal.
He was average.
Average as a Ravens fan, average at best.
Wait, let's look at it this way. In 2021, the Lions almost beat the Ravens because Hollywood Brown had 3 drops that should have been touchdowns.
And you're saying he was great, Ken. No, he wasn't.
But I mean, he was a 1,000-yard receiver. He was ascending.
1,000 yards.
Sky Moore went to the 40 Winers.
No,
it was
Jeremy, let's give them the respect they deserve because we will pants them in Seattle in week 1. The 41, no, not the Winers. Oh, just lost it. Sorry, Jeremy.
I got it. He was traded to the Gangbang Niners gang.
That's the one. The gangbangers. Thank you, Jeremy. The ones that will be pantsed.
All right.
Following on from Jamie's pun by us, week 1. Sorry.
Yep. All I know is Brock Purdy got a little more today. But anyways, B. Skrilla, let's hear it.
So
God,
let me bring up.
Long enough. That's not.
Let me bring up a couple of things. First of all, Demarcus Robinson, who gives a shit?
Right.
Second of all, Sky Moore, you guys are saying that Kansas City's going to complain about the hammer. They've won Super Bowls without receivers. So-called, they don't have any receivers. You got to remember, they got Juju Smith-Schuster there too, and they got Daquan Thornton. So they got enough receivers. They got enough receivers.
And Xavier Worthy. And
the worst,
suspension.
Yeah. Look at this though. The worst trade I thought today was the Broncos to the Saints. Dude, they sent Devon Vele to the Saints. Let me put you this way. Devon Vele was a 7th round pick by Denver.
Right.
Guess what New Orleans gave up for him?
A 4th and a 7th.
There you go. That was the worst trade I have ever seen in season before the season starts. What? Why would you give up a 4th and a 7th for a 7th round pick?
The 7th I get, but the 4th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
That's Sean Payton making decisions up there.
Sean Payton.
Good point.
That's Sean Payton fleecing New Orleans. Like
I was going through them one at a time. I was going through the trades one at a time, B. But anyways, what do you think about the overall trade for Moore that they had to give up a 7th to get a 6th?
I mean, it is what I mean. San Francisco does need some wide receiver help because nobody knows when Ayuk's coming back.
It's supposed to be a minimum of 6 weeks. Yep.
6 to 8.
What's they got? Pearsall is still growing, so we got to figure out how he is. They don't have Debo no more. So I mean, and Jawan Jennings is unhappy.
Right.
So you got a whole bunch of stuff going on in San Francisco right now. I mean, what I'm kind of curious about is, Minnesota's over here complaining about they need to get a veteran wide receiver, but they're not making the moves. And I've seen 2 teams that really necessarily don't need to make any moves, making moves. So I don't know what Minnesota's going through.
Hackers?
Yeah. Sorry, zoning out. So the Sky Moore trade, it could be a win-win for both Sky Moore and the 49ers. 49ers are in desperate need of some help with Joan Jennings. He had a calf injury and he's unhappy with the team, so he might be gone. You got Demarcus Robinson suspended. You got Brandon Ayuk gone for a good chunk of the season, so they needed the help, and Sky Moore goes from kind of buried on the Kansas City depth chart at wideout to a much more playing a much more pivotal role with Brock Purdy and the 49ers. So it could be beneficial for his career. He could develop better as a wide receiver with the more reps. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
It will be.
All right, Megan, the Seahawks fan.
I've liked Sky Moore for a while. He's not brilliant, but given that I hate the 49ers with a passion nearly to match my hatred of the Chiefs, There is that. San Francisco is going to be one of those teams that you do not know what you're going to get with them this year. I don't understand the move from the Kansas City perspective, but I don't think it will harm Sky Moore in the sense that, as you just said, he's been buried for so long on the depth chart in Kansas. I'm looking forward to seeing him. But good God Almighty, I still hope we smash him at home in week 1. Well, I've got a couple of really big bets going on that game. That's all I'm saying.
So you want him to do good, just not 2 times out of the year.
Just not against us in the first week and the last week.
Right. So 2 times out of the year he can suck, but every other time he can
you can suck week 1 and week 18, Sky. I still love you. Just But I saw it come across at 5 a.m. this morning at my time and went, interesting.
Happy to pay you.
That is the Fritos. I want to say I like those. It was an interesting. I think it's going to be interesting to watch him, but we'll see how it goes. I think
Store brand.
Store brand Fritos, not name brand Fritos. There you go. But anyways, Ralph.
What did the generics do to deserve that, JB? Jeez.
Okay,
I'm here,
Ralph,
Jeremy. Go ahead.
What do you think of that Sky Moore trade?
Well, San Fran needs wide receiver help. Brock Purdy will have someone to throw to. And as mentioned, Kansas City wins with or without people. And, they managed to pull things out. Andy Reid's a good coach. He's got Matt Nagy there, working with the offense and stuff like that. So, I think it was a good trade. I think San Francisco got a wide receiver because they're decimated by injuries and they need help. And, so we'll see where it goes. Hey, Sky Moore could end up, change atmosphere, change of pace, change of offense. Maybe it'll work for him. We'll see.
And that's my take is, it might be good for Sky Moore. I just think it's redonkulous that a second-round pick just 2 years ago had to be traded with a 7th rounder to get a 6th rounder. I'm trying to wrap my head around that. The math isn't adding up to me.
The math doesn't math yet.
The math does not math.
Well, Jeremy, it's the Flint water. That's what it is.
It's not even Flint water. That's
where's the top water? You put the top.
The Flint water.
And I think also, JB, if I can quickly answer that, it's also that he himself not only needs to unlock the potential and know how to unlock the potential, it's the coaches knowing what he will give them to be able to unlock the potential in the right way and be used in the right way, I think.
If this trade happened and it was this reason, I kind of get it more. Harrison Phillips saving the Vikings $8 million a year and a 7th rounder to the Jets and getting 2 6th rounders back. I'm going to start with Ralph. What do you think of that trade for both teams?
I'm sorry, what trade was it, Jeremy? I had to clean my glasses. I'm sorry, what's going on?
The Vikings defensive tackle Harrison Phillips and a 7th rounder to the Jets for 2 6th rounders.
It's not a bad trade. Aaron Glenn's trying to stock up on defensive players, and we'll see where Minnesota goes with those draft picks. And maybe he fell out of favor with Brian Flores there. We don't know, but we'll see what happens. And, like I said, Aaron Glenn's stocking up and, defensive players and, with the Jets. So we'll see what happens.
And I think that's he likes to run a 4-man front. And they've got a bunch of nose tackles who's never played DT2. And Harrison Phillips is a DT2. I think it was a great move for the Jets. I think it made more sense for the Jets than what the Vikings got in return. But they had to give that extra 7th because the Jets had enough picks to throw them 2 6. This next year's 6 and the one after it. So what do you think about that, Megan?
I think it's interesting, like you said, for the Jets. The Jets will do Jets things, though, and lose in only ways that the Jets can. Again, like with the Sky Moore to San Francisco, I think it's an unknown quantity, but like you just said, I think to me, the math on this one makes more sense than the Sky Moore trade to San Francisco. I think having to give up 2 late round picks for a player by that end of the draft, you're not really caring. Well, maybe you are, but not as much. So yeah, I think it's a good move. I look forward to seeing him. It might make me want to watch the Jets more instead of scooping my eyeballs out with a spoon. Just saying.
All right, let's get the Hackers' view on this one.
So Aaron Glenn is your defensive-minded head coach. So he's looking to strengthen that D-line. And I think it's a good trade. It could work out in their favor. Going off of what Megan said, the Jets are going to do what the Jets do best and find ways to lose. I think it might be a little different under the Aaron Glenn regime. Of both of the coordinators that left for head coaching jobs between Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, I've got more confidence and more faith in Aaron Glenn to be a successful head coach than I do of Ben Johnson. No stab at Ben Johnson or what he's doing with the Bears. My personal opinion is that Glenn is going to wind up being the better head coach of the two. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with that defense and what Minnesota does with those picks.
It's amazing. We got 205 people watching right now, guys. B, what's your take?
Congratulations.
So, in addition to that trade, they also made a trade for Jawan Briggs from the Cleveland Browns as well, another defensive tackle. You got to remember where AG comes from. AG comes from the Dan Campbell mold. They're going to build the lines up. That's what he's doing right now. He's building the defensive line up, and you get all the players you possibly get, and then you sort it out from that point. Whoever's playing the best. So I get both of the trades. That's good for them.
All right. Jamie Malloy.
You know how I feel about AG, man. I love not only are his press conferences great, like he had we're against the Giants, but the guy can back up his talk. I mean, he's a no nonsense, no BS type of guy. I love what he's trying to install with the Jets there in terms of changing the culture. I think he's done that already before even coaching a game there. And I think I love Harrison Phillips. I loved him when he was with Buffalo. We tried to draft him to be another Kyle Williams replacement. But, I mean, the Jets are getting a great football player and a wonderful human being as he works with people on the autism spectrum, which I really love. So he's a great guy on and off the field to have, and a great addition for the Jets. Aaron Glenn's gonna love having a great football player with such high character like Harrison Phillips.
All right, Keegan.
I think JB nailed it on the head. Glenn runs a form in front, and they didn't have that second D tackle. And Harrison Phillips is that guy. If you don't have that, you need to go make a move.
And Juwan Briggs is depth for that position too. So you think let's add that in, because what they actually did was they got 2 7th rounds back and 2 players that can fill a need that they didn't have on the roster, and all they gave up was 3 6th round picks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they did bad doing that.
Yeah, on the Vikings side, they literally just cleared cap, and that's basically what they need to do, because now they can go out, make some sort of move, and who knows what that'll be. Vikings will do Vikings things.
OBJ.
OBJ. I mean, I'd say they wanted a veteran.
I'll not comment on that any further, but.
Okay. All right. I didn't say ABJ. I said OBJ.
The point remains, sir.
Okay. Kitty Ken.
Meow. just for you, Ken.
Between the lines.
Well, we're up to 270 people watching after an hour now.
Yeah, I gotta say, I really like the move for the Jets. It helps bring in a nose tackle, like JB had said. For the Vikings, I'm not too big of a fan of it. I get, it helps with clearing some cap space and all that. But if I'm the Vikings, I'm not taking anything away from that defense. That defense is going to be their absolute strong suit this year. You're starting a brand new quarterback. You want to lean on that defense. I don't get the point of taking pieces away.
Yep, and Harrison Phillips was one of their bigger run stuffers out of that DT2 position. So that run defense, which was good last year, may not be as good this year because now they're going to be depending on a second-year guy to fill in.
They got Hargrove too, though. So
I know. Hargraves is good, but he wasn't Harrison Phillips good.
No,
true.
you're right about that.
True.
All right. Ken the Bear fan.
As we inch to 300. So, look I think this is great for the Jets. And I agree with Ken about the Vikings. So, like, in this division, you don't want to take away any defensive tool in this division, the NFC North. It's going to be that kind of division this year. But for the Jets, with what AG is doing there we go. We hit 300. Woo-woo. And we're at 304 already. With what AG is doing there with bringing in Justin Fields, who was his quarterback of choice when he could have gone after anyone, he went after the guy he had to scheme against twice a year, and now he's bringing in some defensive players for his defensive-minded coach that he is. I'm telling you, the Jets are going to make some noise this year in that division. Don't sleep on them. Both trades are great for the Jets. They're going the right direction. Look, AG doesn't have what Ben Johnson does. Ben Johnson came to the Bears with a roster that's got so much freaking talent on it. He better win or his life is over, right? AG didn't have that. He has to build more than Ben Johnson did. Not that Ben Johnson didn't have to do any building. He did have to do some building. But AG has to do a crap load of building, and he's doing it in a way that he is shaping. And I think these two trades he made today is just another step in that. And while I'm not going to say the Jets will win their division, but they are going to be better than a lot of people think. I would not be surprised if they are in second place in that division when it's all said and done.
No chance. No chance.
All right. My take is I think it actually fills it in, that defensive line. I think that defensive line got a lot better today, and they added depth with another DT2 in Jawan Briggs. So they added depth. They had nose tackles, which is DT1s in a 4-3. We all have heard this, that they translate very well to DT1, but not DT2. Last trade that we got to talk about, B already gave his take and how stupid it was. Deshaun Bale, a 7th rounder, traded to the Saints for a 4th and a 7th rounder. And I'm bringing these day 3 picks up that are being moved around quicker than people give out Ritz crackers with liver pate at a soiree. But 75% of the NFL is day 3 picks in the rank and file as starters. 75% of the NFL are day 3 picks.
Yeah.
Maybe not right away, but by the time they get to their 3rd year and their 4th year and they're developed and maybe get to a second contract on another team, they end up starters. That's my point on this. Ken the Bear fan, what do you think?
Hold on real quick. This comes from Ross Uglem at Ross Uglem on X. He says, and this is for you, Ken. I don't know who the bearded Packer fan is, and I mean absolutely no disrespect. He's probably awesome, but isn't that nearly all of us talking about?
If it's me, Ken, I'm just going to say, if it's me, be very concerned. I'm just saying.
Hey, I want to start.
Because me wearing the black shirt, you can't see, but I do have quite the majestic beard going on here.
You're a Packers
Yes, he
fan.
does.
Of course you do.
I
So
like-
you see you on the weekend at Lambeau, my friend.
I got a picture I'll send you, Megan. He's a closet Vikings fan. I call
Yeah.
Vikings are my third thing. But we'll talk about that later. Ken, sorry.
So for the 1.9, the 1.9K who have tuned in so far, and the over 300 watching from the X account, right? It's various X accounts we have going on right now. Viking Rob, BWO, and Ken the Bear fan. Feel free to comment. Your comments will come through. I know X is a little weird with it, but we would like to hear your comments. Now, as far as to what was the stat again, JB, about the starters?
75% of your rank and file starters in the NFL come from day 3 picks after their 3rd or 4th year once they've developed, because all of them are developmental players for the most part. But your rank and file, 75% come from those day 3 picks across the league.
That makes sense. I mean, look at your, especially like when you look at the trenches, it takes those guys a lot more time to get used to it. I mean, the problem is we see the immediate impact with your high first round pick or your second round pick. Those are immediate impacts we see. And then we forget about the guy who was drafted, in the 4th round, and 2 years later, or 3 years later, he's like, oh, well, I like this kid. He's a starter now. I mean, we tend to forget about it. So that makes complete sense to me. You got a 53-man roster. They can't all be first and second round picks. So, I mean, the Bears have a lot of 3rd and 4th. Monangi at 7th round is going to probably see significant time this year. So, but you don't normally see those guys until 2-3 years down the road, and there's a reason for that, because for the most part, and now we're seeing that, JB, I can't wait till they do that stat in a couple of years with undrafted free agent rookies, because I don't know if it's just me, but I've noticed that trend where teams have more of those guys on their rosters. The Bears are no exception. I mean, we'll talk about
Seattle.
We'll talk about that later, a little bit, but I mean, so I'm not surprised. And the problem, though, too, I think with the first and second, the Anthony Richardson effect, the overhype of players going into the draft process in the 1st and 2nd round. Shedeur Sanders, you could say that about him. That's why he went to the 5th round. I think the overhype process in the social media and the talking heads on ESPN and Fox and everything else, I think we overhype a lot of these 1st and 2nd round guys. And the 2nd round guys, they don't benefit from the hype. They are more on grit, athleticism, and play. And that's why these guys also probably tend to have longer careers than 1st and 2nd round guys. So I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, Ken the Packer fan. Ken Catalone, the kitty, also known as Kitty Ken. Well, how do you think about it, Meow?
All right, what do you want to take on? The day 3 picks or on the Saints and Broncos trade?
Both.
All right. Well, the Saints and Broncos trade, I just look at that. Is Sean Payton fucking the Saints up more even without being in the building?
Yes. Yes.
And then with the day 3 picks, hey, we seen a lot of day 3 guys come through for Green Bay and be amazing players who, once you give them the time to develop. That's the thing. You just got to be patient with them, and you got to be thinking 2-3 years ahead. Don't try to address the need right then and there.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Keegan.
I'm not even gonna touch base on this Saints trade. It's just too crazy. It's just too crazy. It's too crazy that you shouldn't even talk about it. At least Sean Payton basically just swept the Saints. And on day 3 picks, if you look at Tom Brady, he was a 6th round guy. It just depends on what kind of guy you want. And when that day 3, let me rephrase this. When day 3 comes, it depends on what player you want and who is available. If you want a gritty guy, take that gritty guy. If you want someone, if you want that character guy, take that character guy. It's day 3. Who knows what they'll be? At least you will know once you draft them and figure it out.
As we surpass 450 watching now, Jamie Malloy, let's get your take.
I think now it's, like I said, especially with the current 3 preseason games and 17-game season, we see a lot of GMs like the Rams. They've treated late round picks like gold, especially when they gave up a lot of their picks to win the Super Bowl, and they got Odell Beckham Jr. and most of their players that are starting now are late day picks like Puka Nacua and things like that, and even some of their like Kyron Williams, I think he was a third round, right?
Yep, he was a third
Yeah.
rounder. Hey, let's look at it this way. Mr. Irrelevant is a starting quarterback for the 49ers.
Correct.
Brock
Yes.
Purdy.
Right. I was going to say that,
Mhm.
JB. Yep.
And made it to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do anything in it, but he made it there.
I was going to say failed miserably, but made it nevertheless.
No,
Beast
Blake.
Drilla.
No, Blake.
Oh, go ahead.
Blake Carnum, or was he a second round pick, their backup running back, or was he a fourth? I can't remember.
I think it was
Fourth.
third or fourth.
Yeah.
He was a fourth. Yeah, another example. So there you go.
All right, Beast Drilla. I know you gave a little bit of your take on it earlier about how stupid the trade was, but about the day three picks that are
I gave my comment on that dumbass stuff. Just New Orleans just got fleeced again. As far as the day 3 picks, all I gotta say is Amon St. Brown. That's it.
Amen.
Amen, brother. Amen. Love him on. Love
All
the
right.
Sun God.
Let's hear from the Hacker family.
So, I mean, if I'm a Saints fan, I'm sitting at home scratching my head, wondering what the hell is our front office doing to our team. If I'm a Broncos fan, no pun intended, but I'm like my cortisol. I'm like a mile high with what they got in return. They turned a 7th round draft pick into a 4th, into a 7th rounder. So I mean, they robbed the Saints and got away with it. And it made sense for the Broncos to move on from Veal with players like Cortland Sutton. Mims is developing into a really good receiver. And they got guys like, I think his name is Troy Franklin.
Yep.
He's looking really good in training camp and the preseason this year. So it kind of made sense for them to move on from Veal. So good for the Broncos, and the Saints are going to Saint. And then I agree with B's take on the 3rd day draft. Amon-Ra, that's case closed right there.
All right, Megan, the Seahawks fan.
I'm just thinking of shades of the Russell Wilson trade to Denver from the Seahawks in terms of how the Saints got fleeced. We fleeced the Broncos. Broncos fleeced the Saints. All is well in my world. 3rd day picks. I don't sleep during the draft because the first day is a reasonable day, and 2nd and 3rd day I just stay up. So usually with 3rd round picks for me, I'm not sure whether I'm hallucinating or those picks actually occur because I've been awake for close to 72 hours. I love what we do in the 2nd and 3rd rounds because there is, Torrey Horton for us is starring out. So many undiscovered gems are found in those late rounds, and I love watching them develop. Whether they make the team or the practice squad or they get cut, I don't care. I just love watching them in camp, like Torrey Horton or Imam Wari, who wasn't a late round pick, I don't think. But those players where you don't know what you're going to get, but it's exciting to watch, and that's why I love the late round. Even though I've been up and on coffee for 3 days straight.
And a quick update live, we're at 509 viewers right now.
No accounting for time.
Well, that's great, Jeremy. That's
well
super.
done, Jeremy.
Ralph, what's your take on this?
Well, New Orleans is a dumpster fire to begin with. Kellen Moore, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to take that job. But anyway, New Orleans got, they got taken to the cleaners by Sean Payton. And, Payton now has some draft picks, and he got rid of somebody that probably wasn't in his wheelhouse. And here we are. The Saints are stuck with somebody. And, that's a dumpster fire and 6 halves. And we're going to find out what happens with the Saints and Kellen Moore and what he's going to do. So we'll see.
Yep. All right. My take is Sean Payton got the baloney pony and gave it to him dry, no Vaseline.
Hang on. Oh.
Oh.
I'd rather not have that in my head for the rest of the day, JB, but it's there. Thank you.
That being said,
Down
we're
under,
gonna
yeah.
do a new version of this show. And Dan brought up a good one, but I basically want to do where everybody gets a chance to say something about their own team and something that happened today. And we all know what Ken the Bear fan wants to talk about. Their new backup QB the next 2 years.
Secret agent, man. Secret $10 million contract, man. Can be worth up to 16, an extra $3 million a year based on incentives. The quarterback controversy for the backup position in Chicago is over. I was happy that I kind of had a feeling it'd be Bagent because of age and everything else. Case Keenum was sufficient when he came into camp, did what we wanted him to do at camp, be a veteran presence. But Bagent, whether it was under the old regime or the new regime, it's the same thing. The guy is super smart, gets offense, very coachable, very skilled. Just another undrafted free agent rookie, guy who's an undrafted free agent rookie making good in the NFL. The Bears have a couple guys like that. Theo Bennett's another undrafted free agent rookie who's going to make this roster in Chicago, but really happy for Tyson Bagent. Great. I think his chemistry with Caleb is great, and you need that in that quarterback room as well. No, it's just good signing. There was some talk that we might keep 3 or that we might trade Bagent, but they smartly re-signed him. There is bad news out of Chicago, though, and I have to give us that as well. I have to give the bad. Terrell Smith is out for the year with a torn patellar tendon that he suffered in the game. It was a non-contact injury. This was, year 3 for him, so we still got him for another year. He had 2 years left in the contract. We'll be back next year. But no, I'm happy with the Bagent signing. That puts one more thing to bed. Now we get to figure out what the receiving and running back cuts are going to be, and that's going to be really interesting in Chicago. But that's the big news out of Chicago today.
All right. Kitty Ken, what do you got about the Packers? Pack cards.
Those fingers come out a lot.
You get an extra one for that.
Showing your IQ, Ken.
My friend.
Well, let me just say, I absolutely love Ed Policy in Green Bay as the new CEO instead of Mark Murphy. Because not only did he come out and say, it's not just wins and losses that are going to decide on if the coach and GM get extended. It's how the team itself develops and how individual players develop. Not only that, we are pushing hard for Micah Parsons. And I definitely do not think that this deal would even be feasible with Mark Murphy. Ed Policy is already winning over some Packer fans.
The delusion of trade package.
Which one? Which one, Keegan? There's a few, isn't there?
The Micah.
I was going to say, it sounds like quite the fair deal to me.
You do know that Seattle is also circling Parsons, right?
Oh,
everyone is.
But at the same time, Jerry keeps shooting them down. So until the right offer is given, he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
All right. Keegan, what have you heard around the Lions?
All I know, Tesla.
Amen.
Tesla.
Speaking of Tesla,
What, my car?
But wait,
I was going to say Elon. What exactly?
And it is Tesla.
Is that how you say his name?
Tesla.
Last name?
It's
Tesla.
Tesla.
We are Tesla days from the NFL
Oh,
starting.
excuse me, Mr. 2 A's on the end of the name. Thank you very much. Oh.
His name is Tesla la la la. That's what Jason Derulo would call him.
They call him coleslaw locally because if you leave him open, he goes bad.
Oh my God. I like coleslaw, but not now. Thank you.
I love freaking coleslaw. Are you kidding me?
I love it, Jamie.
Maybe.
Not after that, is what I'm saying. That was bad.
Coleslaw goes good with a fish fry and curly fries, And
Yeah, brother.
like during Lent.
All right,
Jamie eats a pound of coleslaw every day.
What's going? I'm not touching that one because coleslaw might.
I'm definitely not touching.
But Jamie, what's going on with the Bills?
Recently we signed we re-signed James Cook to a 4-year, $48 million deal, $30 million guaranteed. Congratulations to the Bills for that. I think Cook earned it, and I feel like his back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons and really having a running game to help take the pressure off of Josh Allen when we don't need to throw is a good thing, especially with our O-line. And I think the good news is now that we got it done, we got it out of the way, we can now have focus on the season, knowing that this is the last year of his rookie deal, and he'll be here for at least the next 4 years. And I think they got a fair deal for him too, and it doesn't affect their cap at all too, which is awesome.
All right, B, what do you got for our Lions?
I just want to say something about a certain person that was doing interviews, and I usually don't give a shout out to other people that do shows, but Kay Adams was absolutely a gem when she came to Lions camp, and she's been to Bears camp and Green Bay and Minnesota, so she's done the NFC rounds. But when she got here, man, she knows how to ask the questions. It's refreshing to see somebody that knows how to do their job well and put people on the spot without putting people on the spot, And she's I like her. She's a nice looking woman, but that's not why I like her. She's a very good analyst too. So she's a good sports media person too. So it's very hard to find that. You got all your Stephen A. Smiths around here. What's her face, McNutt, who don't know what a Barry Sanders jersey and a Barry Sanders jersey. It's kind of refreshing to see that. Other than that, I really don't have anything. The Lions started their practice with the Houston Texans today, right?
Mm-hmm.
JB,
Yep.
pay attention to me. Okay.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, I haven't got any words on that one, so I don't know.
All right. Megan in Austin, what do you got for Lions that you want to talk about?
Well, Laporta returned to practice, so that's great news. And other good news that we got today is that we activated Wingo, so Michael Wingo. So that means Broderick Martin should be goodbye in the next few days.
Don't let the door hit you.
All right, Megan, what is news around the Seahawks camp?
Lots of great news. Very exciting with our second preseason game in the hosing rain at Lumen against the Mahomeless and the Kelsey-less Chiefs, 33-16. Lots of great talk coming out about what we have coming up. And as I said, see you at Lambeau on the weekend, my friend. Loving what I'm seeing, although the one thing I am out on is Milrow. That's one pick I don't get. I know he's a project, yada, yada, yada.
He ran that tush-push play that got you first down.
Granted, Jamie, and that was wonderful to watch, but yeah, okay. Looking forward to, what I'm loving with the Hawks now is that we, according to 49ers friends of mine, we've got the Niners shaking, like, in their boots after. I know it's only preseason and you don't put a lot of faith in preseason, but with all the shit show happening in San Fran, according to some very reliable sources in the 49ers organization, they are scared for week one. This fills me with joy because I cannot stand the 49ers.
Hey, me.
And I have a couple of big bets riding on that game. I'm just saying. But, yeah, looking very good. We're very excited.
Ken don't like him either. And the Packers fan, I'm not talking about Bear fan.
And interesting to see the Colin Cowherd, who is from the Seattle area, who hates us, has us on his power rankings at number 6. Last year we were 23rd on his rankings, so I don't hold much stock in the media around the Seahawks, but yeah, very exciting times for us, and yeah. Very exciting.
Good job. All right. Go ahead. Let's hear it, Ralph. What's going on in Pittsburgh camp?
Cam Hayward and Chris Boswell came back to camp after they cried. They didn't even want more money.
Tissue for your issue, Ralph?
So anyway, also we had to sign a new long snapper because our long snapper Christian Kuntz is hurt with a chest injury. He's going to be out for a while. So here's a familiar name to all you Lions fans. We signed long snapper Jake McQuaid.
We let him go last year.
Yeah,
wow,
well, he's around,
that's a nice.
and he's going to be our long snapper now because Christian Kuntz is hurt. But other than that, we signed Cam Alexander, defensive back, and then we signed a offensive tackle, Julian Pearl, because one of our backup offensive linemen got hurt, and they bought him out of an injury contract. And then and also it's been reported that T.J. Watt has asked the Steelers if he could pay 4 years of Cam Hayward's contract in order to bring him back, and he would give some money to the Steelers to help with the contract. So
look at him being a good teammate.
Yeah, isn't he? Share some of that wealth. So
I'm sorry. I have to say this about Cam Hayward, man. Fuck you. Get back on that team and play. Stop being a whining ass. You just signed a contract last year. Stop being an asshole.
Yes.
Damn.
Absolutely. And you know what? This is another ripple down effect here. You know, one guy gets more money, everybody wants it. Quarterbacks, look at the quarterbacks in the league. Some of them don't deserve half of what they got. Kirk Cousins is one of them. But it's just amazing.
I love Kurt. Agreed, Ralph. I love Kurt.
Get your money. You worth what what that team is willing to pay you. That's all I got.
Yeah, and Boswell he just signed a contract 2 years ago. So I mean, and I get he's the best kicker, in the league. And right now, somebody the one kicker for the Bengals just got a big contract or whatever. So I mean, I get that, but you know what? So what? Take what you got, and play out your contract. And if I'm the Steelers, I'd trade him or cut him. I mean, we got Ben Sauls in camp, who led the NCAA in kicking for Pitt. He kicked one of the longest field goals in NCAA history. He's in camp. So I mean, I'd say, hey, see you later. I got Ben Sauls here. I don't need you. Goodbye.
That actually just reminds me. Reminds me, Ralph. Our Aussie punter is, I think, if not the highest paid punter, Michael Dixon is one of the highest punters in the league. I love him because he's Aussie. But yeah, you paid what your team's willing to pay.
Yeah, exactly. And we just signed these guys, Megan. It's not like their contract's running out. 2 years ago, Boswell signed this $5 million a year contract, and Cam Hayward just got a new deal last year.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And Cam, I'm going to say this. I want him to go because you know why? I want him to get a Super Bowl with another team because he'll never get it here in Pittsburgh as long as Mike Tomlin's the head coach. That's my
Fair enough.
Ooh, shots fired.
Ralph taking shots.
Tell us how you feel, RW. Tell us how you feel.
So I put this in my show.
At your door in a minute.
I put this in my show earlier, and I'm going to bring it again. And that's the current linebacker room of the Lions that everybody says we have no depth at. I want to go through it by player. We got Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone, and Derek Barnes Jr. as our starters. Then we got Trevor Nowoski, Grant Stewart, and Zach Cunningham. I think that is the 6 that are guaranteed to be on the roster in our 53 right there. And because he's on the IR, you have to include Malcolm Rodriguez. So that's 7, because he comes back at the end of October. I think the ones that are on their way out or going to the practice squad are Anthony Pittman, Ezekiel Turner, and Duron Gilbert. In that order. Anthony Pittman, because he has special teams value, is the one that is a fringe player to make the roster. Ezekiel Turner misses more tackles than Anthony Richardson throws interceptions. And Duron Gilbert is just awesome.
I would put him in for a touchdown.
So how do you not have? Sorry, JB, I'm confused on the lack of depth after that list of names. That seems pretty extensive. Okay, maybe not as deep as you'd like, but you got more than one name on that list, brother.
And I'm going to say this with no offense to you, but that's what she said.
Well, she was unlike me, JB. She was fine giving you way too much credit, princess.
Jeremy, I have to leave. Jeremy, I have to
thank you, Ralph.
my radio
shout
shows.
out your channel. Shout out your channel and your show.
Yes, YouTube, Ralph Williams, RW Media. Please subscribe. I need 7 more to get to 2,300 subscribers. And I need 7 more. I'm sorry, I need 7 more. And also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, X, Facebook, and LinkedIn, Tumblr, and I'm also on 12:50 a.m. The Answer up in Pittsburgh on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. The Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show, and then at 2 p.m. the Sports Corner radio show. So check it out.
So you need 6, Ralph. 6.
I'm sorry.
That's it. Just subbed, so you've gone from needing 7 to 6, brother. I just
thank you very much, Megan. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And on Friday morning, Ralph.
So
yes,
thank
you will.
You, Ken. I'm going to be on with
Hey, Ralph. Hey, Ralph.
Yes.
You know we got a friend in common, Keith Engel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Keith. Yeah, he was on my show Tuesday. Yeah.
But I wanted to say before Ralph takes out, I wanted to say, and don't forget to watch the Sports Corner this weekend because for Sports Talk, what is it we call it now?
Oh, the Saturday Sports Show. Yes.
Yeah. I will be a guest on there this week at 10 a.m.
Yes, it's you and Brian Pettit from the
I'll avoid it.
And Brian Pettit from the Tiger Stripes Network will be on with us, Jeremy. So it's going to be you, me, and Brian. So
now, Megan, go ahead and shout out what you do for your Hawks.
Okay, so I am the head mod on the Hawks Nest channel, which is Brandon Kane's channel. We go almost every day, and if we're not on the Hawks Nest, we are on the NFC West Roundtable, causing havoc and making Niners fans get nervous. And yes, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Tumblr, pretty much everywhere. And when I come back from my trip at the end of September to Sydney, I will be doing a channel myself. I'm not sure what it will be yet. It'll be a little bit of football, hockey, travel. I'm not sure, but I'll let you know closer when that's going live. Yeah, and go Hawks, and good luck to all. And Packer fan, see you at Lambeau, son. You and me, let's go. And I need to drop Jeremy because I'm on another stream, so I'll talk to you soon.
Love you, Megan. Thanks for shopping in.
Have a good one, Megan.
Nice to see you again, Megan.
You too.
All right. Thank you. Austin and Megan, talk about
Megan with 2 A's.
What we got
No,
coming
just
up.
1 A, man. Well, 2 A's in my name, but 1 beginning.
She's Megan. That's Megan.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is Megan with an A. Yeah, so I got a new YouTube channel out. It's called Hacked In Fantasy Sports Talk, where I plan on talking about NFL trade rumors, NFL news and rumors, fantasy football. JB and I are actually going to be starting a show here week 1 of the NFL season where we go over like the top 5 ADP players and have all sorts of fun. So you can find me over there. You can also find me as a regular guest right here on the show on Wednesday and on the Lions Fan Cave chat on Friday.
Amen. Beach Drilla, shout out your channel.
So I am on One Ass Cheek, Three Toes. That is on Tuesdays at 7:00 p.m. I also host a range of shows, the Saturday morning debate show, the Sunday morning sports show. I'm on with Jeremy at noontime, right? Noontime on Fridays. I'm also on the Tipping Point Live on Fridays with Mike Tipton. I'm in everything. I'm a podcast whore. That's what it is. Producer and a whore.
There you go. Before we get to Jamie, I gotta say, to my right, let's give it up for Ken and Ken from Ken and Ken in the Morning that come here every Wednesday night as much as they can to be a part of the NFL Roundtable Talks with us. I appreciate you both being here, even though I pick on Kitty Ken right meow a lot.
Yeah.
The double bird.
Take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just like it. Where the Cowboys have a rating system for a symbol, Ken likes to flash Packer IQs around 2-1.
And now we know. Now everybody knows why we call them the Pack Card.
All right. Well, hold on, Ken. I'll give you for your number of Super Bowls.
That's more than Hey, that's more than Detroit and Vikings. I'm okay.
Hey, you know what? I'm happier not getting there and losing all of them than going to 4 straight and losing them all.
Oh God, Jamie just got fired on. Didn't even realize it.
No, you're not wrong.
I forgot.
Jamie. You're not wrong. It's
All
the
right.
same thing, basically.
All right. Yeah, the Vikings and Bills. You know, the Bills became the Bills because the Vikings started the boy I love losing Super Bowls first.
That and we got totally out. We got out coached all 4 games because the other team just
5 left.
Or like I said, you run the ball in our defense to keep our no huddle.
Because y'all had Ray Finkel.
Ray Finkel might have made it. The Lakers were out.
Well, no, the teams figured out the only way you beat Buffalo Bills no huddle is you run the ball on them, and it worked.
That or going to OT.
All right, Jamie, go ahead and shout out your channel.
Okay, so you guys can excuse me while my voice sounds like RFK Jr., even though I love the guy anyway. Anyway,
oh wow. Wow.
You guys can follow me, yours truly.
Wow.
Bill, I know. Sorry.
I can't unhear it now.
You guys can follow me, yours truly, at Bill's Chat 1, at Bill's Mafia Chat, and Jamie Malloy, the unbiased journalist, at DJ Dog Tags on X, theforkball.com, and stadiumred.com, where I write about all sports. You guys can also follow me every Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. starting next Tuesday, the 26th. I'm Driving to the Top Productions. Joe Dalio and I will be starting the season 3 premiere of the Buffalo Sports Conversation Room. You can catch that show on YouTube, X, Facebook stream, and Twitch stream. Same thing on at 9 o'clock Tuesday night. Driving to the Top Productions. You can catch us on there on Open Sports Mic with the Driving to the Top crew, and also this wonderful gentleman above me, the center square on the top row, Ken, who has done a wonderful job. Him and Jeremy helping grow that show too, besides doing wonders on this show, which I mean. And then you, speaking of this wonderful show, you can also I don't know who Nigel Gruff was, but anyway,
the replacement, the leg.
Yeah.
And as Jamie spoke about what he's doing, I have to say this now. We are over 700 viewers live.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's
Anyway,
a record, boys.
You guys can also catch me on this show, the NFL Roundtable Talks on the Huddle Sports Network, every Wednesday night, 9 o'clock p.m. You can catch us here on YouTube, Facebook, Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, wherever you get your podcasting platforms. And then starting in February after the NFL is over with. Me, Jeremy, Marcus, Hay, and Adam back on Driving to the Top Productions at 9 o'clock p.m. We'll be doing season 3 of the UFL. Going to be some very interesting times in the UFL where we have a new owner, and he's kind of pitching an idea of playing at MLS stadiums. That'll be interesting. Columbus is going to get a team there now. We'll see. But anyway, thank you guys very much for listening tonight. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, and ring the bell for notifications. I'm Jamie Malloy, and this has been another episode of NFL Roundtable Talks here on Huddle Sports Network. We'll see you next Wednesday, folks, at 9 o'clock p.m. Good night. 700 followers and counting.
JFK.
And I'm going to end it the way I do every show. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Unless you're talking to your rival fan base, Ken and Ken, that means you. Fuck them.
And to those who wanted the Tush Push Band, too.
Yeah, yo, it's game time. Ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports. Just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken. Stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your fills in the clutch. Over 27 podcasts, we breaking it down. Join the team, Huddle Sports, wear the crown. Live every weekday, it's how we roll. Lions Talk with Jeremy B, we taking a stroll. From 11 to 12, don't miss a beat. We break down the game, make the info sweet. The Daily Huddle Podcast, noon to 1. CST Zone, we're just having fun. Toss your doubts, we bring the facts. Tune into the Huddle.